Salvete omnes, this is Emilia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Bros. 3. In the last episode, we finished World 5, which mostly took place in the sky, though not entirely. I also realized that I had completely forgotten to discuss the origins of the Koopalings names. In the Japanese versions of all the Mario games that involved the Koopalings, they were named things like Big Mouth, Cootie Pie, and Cheatsy, which makes me wonder if the Koopalings weren't actually supposed to be Bowser's children. Maybe they joined the Koopa Troop because they were sick of getting picked on for their stupid names? In the English versions, however, they were actually named after famous people, mostly musicians. For instance, Roy Koopa was actually named after Roy Orbison, and he's in fact one of the only two of the 7 that I'd actually heard of before then. But on to the matter at hand, we are now in World 6 as you can see, and with that music, that scenery, and that palette, yeah, it's beginning to look just like an ice world. Oh boy, here we go. Well, this is more than an ice world, this is pretty much the ice world. World 6 in Super Mario Bros. 3 actually has the most levels of any world in any Mario game to date, at least that I can think of. This one has 10 numbered levels, 3 fortresses, and the airship. And the Hammer Brothers, if you want to count those, but I don't. For a total of 14 levels, which, like I said, I can't think of any other Mario game that would have a world with that many levels in it. True, they're short, but still. In any case, let's move on to 6-1. And this one's actually a little bit tricky. As you can imagine, since we're in an ice world, we have ice physics to deal with, so we'll be slip-sliding all over the place, but the main thing that makes this one a little bit more difficult than you'd expect is this new enemy type here. This is the Ptooie, not to be confused with the wild Ptooie plant in Yoshi's Island. Oh, I thought I'd despawn that guy. You know what? I'm going to respawn him because that is not a good location for that thing. Yikes. Yeah, these guys will bounce that gray spike ball on, I guess you'd call it their lips. They always do 2 short bounces and then 1 tall one. And I can't believe I got past those 2 without getting hit. That almost never happens. But yeah, this enemy type is dangerous enough that if I have a power-up, I will use it on them. Oh, that's not good. Yeah. Upper path. And bye-bye. Okay, good star. I actually can't believe I got through that one without getting hit, considering I had a couple of outtakes on that one where I just figured I failed enough for it not to really be worth it. Also, for the second time, we get an N-Spade game after going back onto or clearing a level. Well, you know what I mean. It's the same thing that happened when we first got to World 3. But, oh shoot. I just forgot. I forgot to clear a space in my inventory. So I'm just going to deliberately lose this one. And I know it's a waste, but I don't want to replace something important. Yeah, the last slot in my inventory was a cloud. I'd kind of like to keep that, even if I'll never use it. It's valuable, okay? And naturally, I'm not going to get anything from this. Star sandwich. But anyway, 6-1 down, and yeah, like I said, for the first level in the world, that one's actually kind of tricky because of all the Ptooies, which are a little bit hard to predict sometimes. And, speaking of tricky levels, athletic level, that autoscrolls. It's the only one with these weird cloud platform things. I always thought they looked more like wings to me. Or, I'd always thought they looked more like wings, I mean. So I always just called them wing platforms. Yeah, this one isn't that hard, but there are still slippery platforms to deal with, which is not a good thing when there are bottomless pits everywhere, and autoscroll. That said, this one's not as hard as it could be. Yikes, I didn't fall off there, but that was a little close. Multi-coin block there. Also, there aren't many actual enemies in this one. And more ice. Learn to jump carefully. Also, I believe that is an extra life up there. Yes, it is. I will be needing as many of those as I can get very shortly, because if 6-1 and 6-2 didn't tip you off, things are starting to get a little bit on the difficult side here. If you thought the difficulty spike at World 3 was kind of a problem, well, World 6 will probably make you cry, because this is about the point in the game when the gloves really start to come off. Also, let's free up a space in my inventory. What can I get rid of? Don't have any mushrooms, so let's drop a star. Because it's Hammer Brothers battle time. Hey, guess what I have? Invincibility. You suck. Honestly, that's really not a bad use of the star, considering that it's hardly ever useful in a regular level anyway, and whatever item you get from the Hammer Brothers is almost guaranteed to be more useful. Well, unless it's a music box, which this one isn't. This is another one of those hammer tomahawk things. The problem is, this one is not terribly useful. There are 2 places in World 6 where you can use it, and neither of them are really important for this LP. I'm going to go ahead and use it here anyway, because as you can see from that mushroom house, I'm going to need an empty inventory slot. But this pipe, as we'll see, just goes back here. So if you're playing this game on a console, or you're not playing all of these levels in one sitting, then breaking that rock will enable you to go right from the start to over here, without having to get past both 6-1, neither 6-2 or 6-3. But since I'm doing the levels continuously, it doesn't really matter. There's another place where you can use it later on that grants you a shortcut, basically, and I'll get to that when I get to it. But those are the last 2 rocks on the overworld that you can actually use the hammer on. There aren't any more in World 7, and there aren't any in World 8. So, make of that what you will. Now this is a good mushroom house, because this is one of the ones where all 3 items are the same, and this is the only one that is guaranteed to give you a hammer suit. I actually can't remember if there was another level where I showed that off. I think there was, but I remember it being one that I never found as a kid, so that's probably why I'm confused. Point is, let's move on to 6-3. And stop my babbling, I guess. It's another athletic level, though no autoscroll to deal with this time. And I thought for sure that guy was going to get me. That wasn't quite what I meant to do there. No, Mario, you were supposed to jump on those. I'm not sure if I can get enough speed to just run across them, so... But, well, that failed. 6-3, take 2. And let's wait for that Koopa to be in a better position. Okay, this has a power-up, so... How? What? I didn't even have a power-up! How is that even... Okay, apparently Mario can kill Koopas with his bare hands. He has the punch of death, and that was a vine, and I wasn't sure that that was there, but that was kind of obnoxious. Is it actually even possible to get that thing without it rebounding and killing you? And I knocked the Koopa shell the other way. This level is just determined to make me stay small, I can tell. I guess I could have grabbed one of these Koopas, but... Whoa. Okay, I don't know what this vine leads to, but please let it have a power-up. I'm actually not sure if I ever found this bonus as a kid, either. Oh hey, Tanuki suit. I actually didn't realize there was one of these in World 6. So let us fly up here and get some coins. Because more coins mean more lives, and more lives mean more chances to screw up and fall down the pit. Not that I'm terribly worried about that since I have 94 of them, but still. Oh hey, my Ptooie meter's still up. Yeah, having a power-up that can fly really helps in this one. Well, I guess it kind of does in any athletic level, but especially when there are ice physics involved, and... Wait, is that a blind jump there? I don't remember that being a blind jump. Wait a minute here. Is the screen just not scrolling properly? Because, pretty sure there's supposed to be a platform there. And Mario wins by apparently cheating the level with the Tanuki suit. That was kind of odd. I didn't get a star, of course, but... Anyway, on to the first fortress. Because we're going to have to be dealing with quite a few of these in this level. And I'm not going to risk trying to stomp those guys with the Tanuki suit. That would probably end badly. I still want to show off this thing at some point. Or at least the... Oh! I thought it was out of the range of that one. But as long as I'm careful, I can get a power-up to replace it. Also, double rotodisc. I can't remember if this is the first time we've seen one of those, but... that sucked. Yeah, stars do make you invincible to rotodiscs, but you can't actually kill them with those. Actually, this level is kind of a little bit on the generous side with power-ups, surprisingly. That was 3 of them. Because, yes, that question mark block during the platform segment at the beginning was one as well. Hello there, Boom Boom. You seem to be just sitting there chilling. I'm invading your personal space, and Boom Boom attack. And attack at the lack of invincibility frames. And orange goal sphere. You know, I wonder what color those were in the original NES version, because they were definitely green in Super Mario World, but... another one of these things that I'm probably going to fail at. Yeah, I never did figure out the timing for this, so we have another star sandwich. But let's try 6-4 now, which is another athletic level. But again, no autoscroll to deal with. Whoa! That was terrible! There was nothing even dangerous in that screen. I don't think this one gives you too many power-ups, now that I think about it. Oh, also, if you need it, pipe shortcut to later in the level, just to show it off. But you can't really do anything with it right now, because the bridge there doesn't appear until you clear the second fortress. Okay, let's do it right this time. And I am not going for those 3 coins there. They killed me last time. But we see more of the red spinny platforms. And let's see. Do I risk it? That is a single tile wide ice platform. Yay! Wish I died after getting that last time. Not sure what the best way to get this is, but I'm probably gonna miss it. Or I could fall off the platform, that works too. But at least I got the one up. Also, those Goombas are not very effective. Okay. That was not good. So I was worried it was going to go down the pit on the right side, so I kind of panicked. Maybe I should go for these coins. That way, technically, if I die after getting the one up, I'll still be ahead because I'll have 2% more lives than before. Okay, there. I can't exactly rest easy, but... Well, didn't mean to end up on top of it, but... Whoa. Okay. Alive and well, more or less. And those are interestingly shaped line guides. Also, P-switch. And if I remember correctly... Yes, there is a fire chomp there, and not a very effective one at that. Okay, can I get another flower? Nope. Well, the third one's just going to be 1 extra life, but it's better than 0. Not that it's actually possible to get 0, and we get another end spade game because we passed 800,000 points. Don't have any inventory slots open for it, but that was 5 levels, and I think that's probably enough for this time. So we'll worry about that ends fade as well as 6-5 and the rest of the world next time. See you then.